to call on stage my colleague, Professor Vivek Subramanian, who is from the Institute of Electrical and Microengineering, along with Dr. Daniel Rosenfeld from Melexis. So Vivek is a world-known expert in advanced manufacturing and in microsystems design. And Melexis is a fabless semiconductor company focusing on sensors, so far mostly for the automotive industry. However, they have product lines coming up for biomedical devices, sustainability and robotics, and in that context, they first joined the industrial affiliate program of the Institute for Electrical and Microengineering, and then launched a call for proposals. So, Vivek, Daniel, tell us about your journey.
Yes, so good afternoon. So it's my great pleasure to be here with you to say a few words about Melexis and how the industry affiliate program was pivotal to call our first call for proposal, which is actually a pilot also for Melexis.
You can start your presentation.
Okay. So maybe a few words about Melexis. So say a few words about where we come and where we go. So Melexis is a semiconductor fabless company. So our core business is to do chips. We are chip makers, and we do in particular sensors. Sensors which needs to be very accurate, reliable, because our main market today is automotive. And we do a broad variety of sensors, position sensors, temperature sensor, current sensor, pressure, and all sorts of sensors which are obviously needed in the automotive. We're about 2,000 people, and today, in average, each and every car has about 18 sensors. Now, based on our expertise in making sensors, this expertise can be used in other fields. And recently, we have company have launched 4 new product lines, which are fitting quite well with the topic today. One is about sustainability. We want to develop new sensors which will help energy saving applications. Second is alternative mobility, e-bike, drones, multiple off-road vehicles. The third is robotics, and here we also develop novel type of sensors, partly for tactile sensing, and last but not least, a product line in digital health. So, why do we do a sensor for digital health? Basically, with aging population, we see that more and more sensor may be needed in order to, let's say, or sensor may become pivotal for helping, let's say, the quality of life, because if you develop sensors which are accurate, they can overcome, let's say, challenges related to health monitoring. We have few applications in the medical field. One is listed here. It's in the wellness, more in the wellness. We have the more accurate temperature sensor, which is integrated here on a Samsung Galaxy Watch, which is based on a far infrared sensor, means that we have a contactless temperature sensing. Now, to overcome these technical challenges for medical application, we basically will need 3 essential aspects. One is talent, second is research labs, and there we will elaborate on the proximity to being with you, EPFL, and last is a framework. So first, talent. We are really privileged here to be close to EPFL, so a lot of our employees come actually from EPFL, and this year we have hosted here more than 10 internships, which are doing master's project with us in our innovation lab. Then for doing collaborative research, we have initiated this call for proposal in order for us to provide a challenge to globally to EPFL, to the different laboratories to get new ideas of what are the needs and how to get new technological bricks which could come to help to develop novel type of sensors. And finally, we need also a framework, and this is very important because industry and academia are two different worlds, and it could be a little bit like water and oil. You need to bring them together in the correct way in order to use the best of both. And there, we leverage on our, let's say, framework for innovation, which we have basically a team which is totally disconnected from product development, where we really can experiment, try, do iterations, embrace projects from research, and there we can grow step by step the maturity of the technical bricks, but also, let's say, the application aspect, or what we call the commercial readiness, which is particularly important for us because in a value chain, we are very low. We are doing components. And in order to be successful, we need to understand what are the requirements along the entire value chain. So we have that framework. We have that innovation lab, and within that, we have asked EPFL to make a call for proposal and arrange, try to find good new ideas for Melexis.
Thank you. So what I'll do now is I'll try to give you some perspective on how we addressed these problems that Melexis had brought forward. So first, the purpose of our industrial affiliate program was to try to think strategically about relationships with industry. In other words, go beyond just individual projects and think beyond that. So there was a really good match to the Melexis situation, where they were trying to get into a new field. They didn't know exactly what projects they wanted. It's not like they had a specific project in mind. What they wanted to hear about were things that might be interesting to them. And so that was an opportunity for us within the Institute to sort of curate the process. For my faculty colleagues, the benefit was we didn't waste a lot of their time. We didn't say, come with a bunch of ideas which may not be of interest to Melexis. We sort of said, well, these are the things that might be of interest to Melexis. Before you put a lot of effort into it, let's figure out if it's interesting. And then when we did that, we pulled together a group of professors who put together ideas. We made sure they would align with what Melexis wanted. And it allowed the professors to think more strategically in the longer term. Now, there's two ways to think about that. One is we had projects that were sort of longer term. We did that by having a call for proposals with a workshop so we could sort of curate the ideas. And then the second thing is, once we had a portfolio of projects, we could actually select projects that would have different levels of immediate interest to Melexis. So for example, we have one project that got selected that is very closely aligned with what Melexis is already interested in, but the other one is really far away from what Melexis was thinking of. And that's the kind of thing that had we done on a project-by-project basis, the relationship would probably never have happened. But it did because we could think in terms of a portfolio now. And this is the first time we've done it. So we've got 2 projects running. We hope to keep this going, and our hope is it'll create a long-term strategic portfolio relationship where it'll be a mixture of things that are well-aligned and things that are high risk, but maybe very, very well-aligned 5 years or 10 years from now. And so that's kind of what we went for. We hope this will become a model for us to work with industry going forward.
Thanks to the two of you. Maybe 2, 3 quick questions to you. I mean, the obvious way of interaction with EPFL would have been a classical one-on-one collaboration, but instead you went with that call for proposals. Vivek already explained it from the side of the Institute. Why did you choose this model?
So basically, if you go to one-to-one approach, you have one laboratory, you have one set of ideas. And actually we wanted to have, let's say, a broad variety of ideas and really give a challenge and give an opportunity to understand from whoever across the EPFL could bring the more relevant, the more appealing to us ideas.
And maybe to you, Vivek, so this was your first experience, as you said. Going forward, do you see the need for changes? Are you going to change the setup of the program?
Yeah, so I think the idea with the IAP is that we will tailor it for the needs of every company. And in this case, in Melexis's case, they were pivoting to a new area. They knew the general area they wanted, but they wanted assistance in sort of thinking strategically beyond their existing interests. I suspect at sort of a time frame and strategic basis, that's the model we like. We want to help companies go into new areas or think strategically beyond individual projects. But I think depending on each company, the amount of curation that will be required, the number of partners we'll need to bring in this case, they're two individual projects. There may be a situation where we assemble a team of professors. And our goal within the IAP is to help every relationship be customized in that way.
Thanks. And maybe final question to you. So you have the first two projects running. Do you foresee, has this changed your view of EPFL, or do you foresee, increased interactions also in other fields?
Yes, definitely. I mean, we are just creating 4 new product lines. They are created from scratch. It means that and they are incubated within the innovation lab. That means that we'll have a new need for innovation projects in all these 4 product lines.
Thanks to Daniel and Vivek once more.